yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
Woke moralists. Up yours.
And they believe that they can then
Woke
shut us
moralists.
up.
Up yours. Woke moralists.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stop Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stop Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
Up yours.
We'll see who cancels who.
What up? Leafs just scored. 4-1. Sorry. Let's get to politics.
Episode 20 on 420, folks.
Episode 20 on 420, baby.
We planned it this way, actually. We didn't start the show until it could align with this episode and the date.
Yes.
It is kind of weird how that aligned perfectly.
It is.
Yeah, it's God's will. God works in mysterious ways. We just have to trust him.
I think God is real. I think that's what that means.
Yeah.
What if God was?
As y'all know,
Ole, how are you doing?
as y'all know, this is a religious holiday in my home.
I think Ole's high enough for the rest of us, so we don't have to get high.
And honestly, I've been telling you, I'm so fried. I feel like, in Get Out when he sinks into the ground. That's how I've been feeling for the last 10 minutes. Like, you can't show smoking apparatus on YouTube, right? I'd show y'all my holiday. I'd show y'all, but
you can on Twitch. I'll just say that.
You can.
YouTube.
I would show y'all.
Twitch.
Twitch. What can you? What are we talking about? What can't we do? Who said I can't do?
We're speaking in code like the cool kids. Okay, I am completely sober right now and have
drug
all
paraphernalia.
Stream.
Oh, are you really all not? Yeah, I forgot about. Honestly, this day means nothing.
I'm with you, Matt. I've been too distracted by IRL.
420 home so much.
I've been literally.
I did it because of Elon. Okay,
literally, no joke. I've been straight edge for, God, it's gonna be 20 years this year. Yeah,
you're like
life, or
really? One who's into like punk and shit.
You were 21 years old.
Metal bands and stuff like that. Like that's
no. I was 16 when I decided to be straight edge.
16? That's a hell of an age.
I was straight edge before that, and then there was like 15. I was hanging out with some people, and they convinced me like I should at least try some beer to see if I like it, some alcohol to see if I like it. And there was a small amount of time where like I drank beer, had some like Smirnoff, whatever. I've actually never been drunk before.
Wow.
I've never been high.
You've never been drunk. You've never
I've
been
actually
high.
I've probably been high, but through secondhand smoke, I've probably been high that way. But I've never smoked. I've never smoked anything. A cigarette, weed, anything.
Matt, when we go on our Leftist Mafia World Tour coming soon, would you allow us to peer pressure you into getting drunk?
Listen, I came up in the New York punk scene. If they couldn't fucking do it, let me tell you.
Vibes.
Don't give in to peer pressure, anyone.
I don't know how you go through this life. Like, I give you a ton of credit for being able to go through this life completely sober, knowing how fucked
the
everything
last couple
is.
years alone. Oh my!
I don't know. I kind of like that. I like handling it that way. I wouldn't want to handle it, because then I feel like tell me the truth. It's got to suck when like you come down from your high and then you got to deal with all of it. Just like not at all.
What do you mean? What do you think? We're crackheads? What do you mean deal with all of it? What do you think we're doing? What do you think we're doing when we get high?
What about when you get drunk and you wake up and you realize all the I can't remember. Drink, yeah, so I'm talking about everything, not weed. I actually think weed's no problem. First of all, I should say I don't have a problem with people doing drugs. I'm not something. There's like a hardline straight edge person who like judges others. I'm not. Drugs should be legal. Smoke all the weed you want. But it's not for me. That's all.
I had a vision.
Drinking though, you're right. Like when you drink and when you get drunk the next day, at least for me, it's
yeah, I feel like shit. The older I get, the
I
worse
don't
I
like
feel.
drinking. I don't like drinking.
I don't bounce back anymore.
I've decided I hate drinking. I'm not here for it anymore. But also, like 10 minutes ago, I had a vision, like, like in That's So Raven, when she had it and it finally hit me, I was like, oh, bitch, you're really, like, you're addicted to weed. That's not good. Like, literally. And, like, I swear to you, I text my friends. I was like, hold on, I'll tell you what I text them. I was literally sitting here while y'all were talking before it started, and I was like, oh, actually, yeah, it just hit me. Like, oh, I gotta chill. That's not good. And my friend was like, you ... you just had this epiphany? I was like, yeah. And they said, oh, I said, I swear it just hit me. They said, we thought you always knew. I said, no, it only just occurred to me that it's bad. So I was like, I don't know why. It only just clicked like, oh, no, bad. Like, so I'm a bullet.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I feel like with the horrible news that we all got today, you can't be sober to deal with this because all of us were de-verified. All of us de-verified on Twitter on 420.
All of us? Was I?
Twitter never respected me.
Yeah, I was gonna say never verified.
But I realized this is self-defecating, or not defecating, self-defacing.
Self-defecating.
Self-defecating
as well.
Yeah, it's absurd that David was never verified because David is literally like.
Neither was I.
Yeah.
Neither was I.
Oh, you weren't verified?
No.
Yeah, but whatever.
Oh wow.
I called Ole out a couple of weeks ago, and she got rid of her
on the
Twitter.
show.
That's true.
I did it on the show. You was over here. It was on this show.
I saved you from all the blocks today, though. People getting blocked. I saved you. I saved you.
I'm almost at my 8,000 limit, by the way. That's the most you can do in a single day, apparently.
Oh, really?
Wait, what's the 8,000 limit?
Running in the background.
You've had the time to block 8,000 people.
What the fuck?
The extension's doing it all. It's happening in the background right now. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to show us how to do that, Lance, because
yeah,
explain.
I'll give you a whole tutorial.
I'm using Matt Binder's article that he published today to bully celebrities like Taylor Swift and share this MF pays for Twitter memes underneath them. That's what I'm going to do.
It's very few. Less than 5% of the old legacy verified checkmark accounts signed up for Twitter Blue.
Oh, I was like, I can't wait to see the math on this when Matt comes out. I was like, Binder's going to have the numbers. No matter what happens, I know Binder's going to have the numbers, and he's going to get out there, and he's going to be like, it's embarrassing. It's so much worse than you thought. It's so much sadder.
I'll drop some numbers here so you guys can see how embarrassing this is, but I want to shout out Travis Brown, this independent researcher who's been since the beginning of this year every week pulling the new data from Twitter to compile these lists of who subscribed, who've unsubscribed. This guy's incredible. So shout out to Travis. So basically, less than 5%. I think as of today, it's like 4.7 something % of the old verified users have signed up for Twitter Blue. There was like 420,000 old verified people. So that's not that many.
420,000.
Like the 420,000, like it's not like these aren't like the customers you should be fighting for. Like these are the hardcore Twitter users. Like any other sort of metric, like if you were if you like had like a store and were selling, like these would be the people who you knew would buy. But instead, he was only able to convert less than 5% of them. On top of that, there's around 600,000, a little bit more Twitter Blue subscribers in total right now. There's like 250 million Twitter users. And of that 600,000, half of those people have less than 1,000 followers. Now, I'm not knocking people who have, small Twitter accounts, but if you are paying for Twitter Blue, and you have just a couple hundred, something like 8,000 people who subscribe to Twitter Blue have less than 100 followers. So, if you have an account and you're just tweeting and that's what you got because you don't care, that's fine. But if you care about that sort of thing, you care about the clout, and you have that many followers, it shows that you're probably just a low quality account. It's very easy to build followers on Twitter. It's probably the easiest platform there is, and I say that as someone who's on every platform. And I'm not saying I'm something special on Twitter. Twitter's the easiest. That's why I have more followers on Twitter than anywhere else in terms of building a following. So if you really care about that stuff and you haven't been able to get just a couple hundred followers, then like your quality, you're just not good at it. You're not a good poster.
Get good.
Twitter is much harder to build a platform.
I'm surprised Twitter is still running.
It's pretty clear I gotta get into the, I guess we could call the designated driver seat and just steer this ship for the next 2 hours.
I'm not Heidel. I'm just watching a hockey game, but no, I'm in this chat. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not. I did not partake in the festivities today either, so I'm with you.
I will be later, or actually probably after. You know what? Here's a guarantee. I will once this game's over around like 10 o'clock. Then yes,
I guess it's just you.
I will. I was gonna say though, like there's no. How much longer is Twitter gonna last now? Like
I don't know.
Like yeah.
I mean,
it can't really be taken seriously. Right. Like at this point, you don't know who's actually who. I mean, you do, but you have to go through their accounts, see how many followers they have, see if they're a real person. Like it's just.
I was so confused today.
And are there going to be like are there going to be new lawsuits now, like there was initially that created the reason for verification?
Did you see that? Did you see that some celebrities obviously paid? I wrote about it today. Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, Rihanna, Cardi B. Like I guess they think it's important to be verified.
Oh, Cardi's doing it.
No, they're teams. You gotta remember that they're gonna have handlers. I think
there's a team to control that shit.
Maybe someone maybe some of these people, but some of them use their Twitter account a lot. So the surprises today were LeBron James, William Shatner, and Stephen King were all Twitter Blue verified.
Oh yeah, but Stephen King was
and
with
those
malice.
I'm
used it as a weapon. Oh, sorry.
I forgot to get into it.
Excited here, Matt.
So people were shocked because those 3 people all called Elon Musk out. First of all, Stephen King was adamant about not paying for it for the longest. Since November, he's been criticizing it. LeBron last month literally came out and said, "I'm not paying for that shit." And then William Shatner was criticizing the idea of him having to pay for a check mark. Well, last night, William Shatner, out of the blue, not replying to any Elon Musk tweet whatsoever, just at Elon Musk's Twitter account, and says like, "Thank you, sir, I accept." And it turns out it looks like Elon Musk offered to pay for his Twitter Blue account. So fine, whatever. But then it turns out that
afford the money.
Well, I don't think. I think for some of these, especially these really big and older celebrities, it's like the respect of the matter. Like they would have to pay after all they've done. They'd have to pay. But LeBron apparently, and this was reported by The Verge. They reached out to LeBron or LeBron's team or whatever, and they said that Twitter reached out to LeBron to offer the checkmark for free. And LeBron turned it down, which respect, man, respect. But then Twitter affixed the Twitter Blue checkmark to him anyway. And then Stephen King, people noticed on his account, and so he had to come out and say, "I didn't pay for Twitter Blue. I didn't give Twitter my phone number," because the new description of Twitter, the Twitter Blue checkmark says this user paid for Twitter Blue and verified their phone number. And so Elon Musk comes out and says, "I paid for a few accounts," and then he replied to Stephen King, "You're welcome, namaste," or something like that. I mean, listen, if you're gonna troll someone with buying them something, like people like buy like those like boxes that like look like that like Amazon boxes, and you ship it to someone and they open it up and it's like a glitter bomb or whatever, like to prank someone. You don't do that with a product that like you actually want people to want. Do you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't go. Like you wouldn't go like, "I'm gonna I'm gonna troll these people."
Matt, did you look at the replies to Stephen King's tweet? Like the replies are a whole bunch of blue check marks making fun of each other, being like, "Motherfucker paid for Twitter, blah blah blah." Gets to drop the "motherfucker paid for Twitter" thing, blah blah blah. And it's like, well, you all know then. You know how sad this all is, right? I assume. I mean,
right.
There's just no point for anyone who's a celebrity to pay for it because it doesn't. Because anybody could buy the check mark and say that they're them. You know what I mean? Like there's no, like someone else. There could be 2 Stephen Kings with both with check marks because one person's a fake one, one's a real one, and they're both they're both being paid for. So there's no the fact that he removed all these verification badges completely removes the whole desire to have one.
It's
And
just
there's no reason for anyone to have it.
I want to point out too, like, I want to make it clear, like, I'm not even like personally salty. Like, if he wanted to like change the parameters and he decided that I and people of my stature on the platform weren't worthy of the check mark, I mean, that's fine. I think the idea of making everyone pay for it is ridiculous, though, because there are people on these platforms who need it. I mean, the fucking government emergency service accounts should, without a doubt, have these check marks to let people know this is the actual government account. I don't think I could do this show at you guys today.
Hey, I'm trying to have a conversation here. Apparently, I live in a haunted house now or something. I don't know what's going on over there.
That's not fair. It's so good.
Did your power go out? Or what's happening over there?
No, my light switch is too bright.
Oh my god.
You've got to walk it through in chronological order, okay?
Mike,
Lance said Stephen Queen.
That never happens. That never happens.
Lance said Stephen Queen, and then somebody noted that in the chat, and then Ole turned off the lights because the sun was too bright.
I did say Stephen Queen. That's so true. That's a fair call out. It's a fair call out. All right, we're
terrible.
Okay.
This is one of the reasons why I'm straight edge too. By the way, I was in a band with some people who get high all the time, and I fucking hated it.
Yeah. Those like day high people where they're just like they wake up, they start getting high.
High 24/7. Yeah.
It works.
Why are they taking all these shots at me? Why will I wait? I was like, wait. Every direction. Okay, I'm doing my best.
Because it was funny because you like slowly but surely, like the light from your computer screen became more blinding, and you were just like, turned it off.
This is so much better now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I like it here. I'll be here. I like this lighting. This is working for me. Y'all can see me.
I'm completely sober, by the way, so I have no excuse to be like.
You're just in the vibes.
It's a contact high, right?
Yeah.
On the topic of Elon Musk, there was also a SpaceX launch today. It was very successful because it blew up.
I heard about that.
Don't know how that works, but like this, the way they treated this. I don't know. It cracked me up. Actually, here, I got a video. I'll do some work. Here we go. Let me share my screen here.
I'm gonna have an odd pushback on this though, because an engineer dropped in my chat today apparently to tell me about how this is still a success even though it blew up.
No, they're wrong.
Look, even if this was, let's say this was even planned. Let's say this was, it had to blow up. It was going to happen, even though I heard it was supposed to land. But anyways, let's say it was meant to blow up. Is that like a big waste of money? Like, can't you do these models in like computers and see what's going to happen before they blow the fuck up? Like, I just that seems like a big waste of money that is coming from, by the way, these government contracts that they're taking.
Oh, absolutely. But it was never supposed to land apparently. That's the one thing that a lot of lefties are missing is what people were telling me.
Nothing's even loading for me. Like, Twitter's just trash. Look at this.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Let's try this again.
They are wrong. People at SpaceX are clown car pieces of shit.
The entire Starship stack continuing to rotate. We should have had separation by now. Obviously, this is does not appear to be a nominal situation.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the wrong. Wait, no, sorry.
It does appear to be spinning, but I do want to remind everyone that everything after clearing the tower was icing on the cake.
That is SpaceX employees clapping, because I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is like Kim Jong-il, and he told his employees you had to clap regardless of whatever happens. So here they are clapping for an exploding rocket that they all built.
Wait, hang on, David. Did you call it exploding rocket? Because they identify as a rapid unscheduled disassembly. That's what they said this was.
Actually, I have that. I have that.
Rapidly.
Here.
Say it again.
Here we go.
Yeah.
The flight test was not exciting enough. Starship experienced a rapid unscheduled disassembly before stage separation. Like,
that's crazy.
What?
Very interesting.
Look at white people reinvent failure.
I mean, the rocket blew up. Like that's
Like Elon Musk is somebody who says that a man can't identify as a woman, but at the same time, he's going to identify an explosion as rapid unscheduled disassembly. I mean, come on. Of all people, he should understand this, right? The precision is really necessary here, but no.
Congratulations.
Okay, so can you
To the
tell me
entire
like, why you would debate someone who came with the opinion that this was actually like a plan? Because like when I was reading the I would say like centrist to liberal articles on this, they were pointing this out that this was intentionally done, not because they were trying to save face, but because like when you do these kind of things, this is a non-traditional design. You want to see it and how it explodes and how it ends up like causing damage to itself. It's kind of like their take on this. So that's the only reason I guess the only one on the panel who's not.
But they also said beforehand that it's like separation is supposed to occur, and that at that point it's supposed to prepare for landing. It was supposed to land. It didn't. It blew up.
Okay.
So
this was supposed to.
Like
it sounds like coke to me from the engineers, if I'm being honest. Not that I'm an expert. I'm not a rocket scientist, but it seems like coke.
It does, but I feel like they also kind of expected this to happen, which is why they were framing it even from the beginning. Like Elon Musk had said that as long as it launches off the launch pad, then it's a success. So I think he knew it was going to blow up, but he wanted to reframe the whole issue as, oh, if it blows up, it's actually a success because at least it got off the launch pad. Like it's just,
so
this is the amount of money these people have received in government contracts. SpaceX alone, 2.8 billion last year, a total of 15.3 billion from the government since 2003.
Oh my
God.
God.
This is where your money's going, to exploding rockets. It just seems really weird to me. I don't know. Look, I love space. I think it's important to invest into science and all that, but can't you do it through NASA? Why does it have to be through these private partnerships with these companies that don't appear to know what the fuck they're doing? But I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, Abu said that it was an inside job. I actually am on board with that conspiracy. It's possible.
What do you mean inside job?
Abu says this in the chat. You'll have to ask him. He says it's an inside job, and it just resonated with me. I feel like, I can't speak for what Abu is saying here. Abu, do you want to help me out here? I agree with you, but I don't know.
It took me a while to get.
Are you hyped too?
This is amazing.
David, you want to just play video games? They won't even notice.
That would be sweet. Actually, Advance Wars comes out tonight. Next week, the new Jedi game comes out. There's a lot coming out.
That's next week?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to finish Dead Space tonight then. Or this
Dead
week.
Space is, I finished that a couple months ago. Fantastic. Let me share I'm going to share the Q&A question form in my chat here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not share that with my chat.
Well, we do have some questions from the chat so far. Okay, so here's kind of a longer one. How would y'all like to discuss the situation with Sunny V2 making an awful transphobic video about Mr. Beast's friend Chris? I'm not a follower of Mr. Beast, but it was kind of cool seeing such a big internet celeb show support for his friend in the face of transphobia.
I don't know who any of those people are, so I'm not qualified.
I mean, I think it's obviously I think it's good that Mr. Beast spoke out. I mean, for sure. I mean, he did it obviously because it's his friend. I mean, that's like the lowest bar imaginable. This is a guy he's been doing videos with for like years. Apparently, they're like really good. They're like from before doing videos, they've been friends. So I mean, it's an extremely low bar. But obviously, I will also recognize how important it is that this guy, did that. In public, he probably could have. He should. Not could have. He did it. He should probably continue. He shouldn't let that be the only time he stands up for the guy, because it's certainly not going to be the only time that this. Excuse me. I was like, I don't know. What's Chris's? What's Chris go by now?
So
I want to make sure I get.
They use any pronouns.
I want to double check. Yeah, I think Chris is any all.
Any and all. Yeah. They haven't come out and said that they are like. they have a specific identity. They're just on HRT, and they're essentially gender nonconforming currently.
Okay, so I guess
you're not misgendering intentionally.
I'm trying because I was trying to think but I haven't heard anything.
Oh, and you know how if you do it just one time, you will never recover. You know, like
no, I mean, listen, I've had this discussion actually on my show numerous times with my audience, and which consists of quite a few trans people, and you can tell when someone's doing it in good faith.
It's one of the most patient communities I've ever interacted with, and I've fucked up so bad so many times. And they have given me so much patience, all like over and over. It's like, Lance, you don't get it. Please, can you just? And it's like, oh, sorry, yeah, I didn't know. I just like that whole. Because
Mr. Beast did call. Mr. Beast, when defending his friend, did say, he's my friend. I mean. You gotta give him a pass. He was literally, that's not transphobia to accidentally misgender someone who just came out and you're defending them from the transphobia. You know what I mean?
Well, and part of the issue with this too is that it's not just like that they're attacking Chris for being trans. They're now like digging into their life and their divorce, looking at like their child and whether or not they're a good parent. Like it's getting really creepy. Yeah. And actually what's really interesting to me is that as big as Mr. Beast's platform is, he actually hosted a live stream on his second channel, Mr. Beast 2. And it was about an hour long. They just like opened up fan mail and whatnot. And Chris was there along with the rest of the crew. And that video got massively disliked. There were more dislikes than likes. And the live chat, if you look at it, it's just constantly people attacking Chris. And so now the right has kind of like picked up on this. And they're basically calling on Mr. Beast to abandon his friend, which again, Chris has been in Mr. Beast's videos for years. They've been friends for a very long time. But because Mr. Beast simply did not denounce his friend and, commit to remove them from all of the videos going forward, then Mr. Beast is now the target of like right-wing cancel culture, and they want you to tell your kids to not let your kids watch it. And it just shows you like how feral these transphobes are. Like they're absolutely psychotic and obsessive to a very creepy degree.
Have you all been seeing what has been happening to fucking inanimate objects? I'm talking about Bud Light cans lately. Like, I don't think anything is going to convert normies faster than seeing what the fuck is taking place right now. Because you see, like, not just the Mr. Beast thing. I don't know if you saw, like, the economy on YouTube and every other part of social media of content creators going nuts on Jimmy, and I'm the biggest I've been canceled for fucking going after Mr. Beast before. And you like different things can be different simultaneously. A lot of things can happen at once, and goddamn, it's wild. Like that did you see the Bush Light? Like a dude is fucking gonna have a criminal record maybe for fucking destroying all those cans of Bush Light. It's not even the right beer, but that sounds like how angry he's getting. He was throwing, like, that's assault, right? I don't know, Liami, help me out. You gotta tell me a little bit more about the criminal code. Like, if he's throwing cans of beer at people, that's like that's you're probably in trouble, right, or something.
My brain is not even on. I have not. I haven't heard the laugh. There's like crickets in my brain right now. Like, I don't know.
Well, I did a video on that, and the guy is a 44-year-old man. This happened in Topeka, Kansas, and he got charged with battery, and he also exposed himself to a minor.
What?
So these are the kinds of people who flip out over trans people. They destroy Bud Light, and then Bush Light is collateral damage in the process. And it's just, they're genuinely unhinged. In fact, everyone go check out my video. I posted about the Bud Light incident, but then I went through the list of like 5 different recent viral videos about conservatives. You saw it?
I have a contribution.
Oh. I thought you were going to say, I watched it, it was great.
No, I'm trying. No. But my episode, my show, that comes out tomorrow is on this. Is on the right obsession with the trans community and coming after them with bullshit like this, and I touch on this. So hear from Sober Me in that
nice
tomorrow. It's gonna be great. I think y'all gonna love it. It's a banger.
On that note, your Clarence Thomas video, also a banger. Loved it.
Thank you, Mike.
Loved it. It was incredible.
Thank you. It's my favorite, actually. I really got my shit off. It was the game show for me. It really was the game
that
show.
was my favorite part. It was so good.
That really had me hype. my editor, Aaron Sherlock, he is amazing. He really executes the fuck up my vision, but boy, is it my vision. It's my foolishness. Like I had set up a very long, chaotic audio note on that game show idea on this. I was like, and make it like this, and City Boy this, and my whole my South Park who is the cute? You have no idea. Listen, the level of got my jokes off in that episode is just, it really, I love it. It's pure foolishness, informative mess, and so
Informative mess.
yes. Some episode tomorrow. Yeah, I see somebody said Ole has a channel now. I do. Ole Renati on YouTube. It's great if I do say so myself. I think it gets better every episode personally. So yeah, y'all should someone do the link. Y'all know I'm not capable. I could barely read this right now. I'm like literally just looking for my name, like, oh, like, all right, who's talking to me? Okay, all right, thank you. Like,
right.
My contributions back
So,
out.
I got here's a question coming in from, I guess, the questions, but I also kind of have this question because I also have no idea what's going on. The question is, what's going on with Matt Walsh? Can someone like give me the TLDR as well, or like the dumb people version of this hacking thing?
He's excited. He's bouncing.
I'm a little bit excited. I don't know. Okay, so here's a very. I'll try to be as quick as possible about this one.
I love Lance.
I forgot what I'm talking about. Oh, Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh, thank you. Matt Walsh is he was hacked. He was hacked, and he was hacked for a very long time. And people started adding all of this stuff. There was the N-word in there. There was like calling Joe Rogan a pedophile, calling Ben Shapiro a pedophile or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Sassy shooter. He called himself a sassy
That
shooter.
song is a banger.
I learned what these terms mean. I was like, I don't know what's going on right now. And then apparently, according to an article in Wired, the person who hacked him was not like some LGBTQ plus hero or anything like that. It actually was like, and that was like that day. I can't stress this enough. That was like queer Christmas. It was so beautiful. Like it was just like win after win after win, and all these assholes. Like it just happened. Like that's the day that started out where I was published in Newsweek for saying the Great Awakening has begun, and then Matt Walsh's account gets hacked, and then right after that, like Alejandra just fucking bodies Ben Shapiro. Like, it's just like that's one of the fucking most savage ratios ever. It was just like thing after thing, and then it stayed up for a long time. We still don't know the full story. Maybe Matt can tell more, but apparently the hacker who did it did it because they were just bored, and they were like, they want to sow chaos. That's it. That's what they were trying.
Right. Yes. That's all. That's all it was. The guy apparently doesn't have anything all that great from Matt Walsh
David,
in terms of like what you'd be interested in. Del Cameron, the Wired reporter who broke the story, he's been apparently permanently banned from Twitter over it. Twitter claims it's not because of the publishing of the article, but it's because he solicited the material directly in his own tweets. Like when the Matt Walsh hacker was tweeting from Matt Walsh's account, Del Cameron replied to the hacked tweet, one of the hacked tweets, and was like, if you have anything you'd want to send me, here's my email. So that's why they claim they suspended him.
Such a bitch ass thing. That's why he changed the policy.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
I don't even know why he changed. He also updated the terms and services to say it could ban and suspend people for anything at any time. So I don't even know why he's still perpetrating. Just admit you're a fucking whiny bitch dictator. That's it. That's it. You bought Twitter to flex. Twitter is your own personal to do nonsense as you see fit. And just say it. Stop bullshitting everybody. We know what's up. Anybody speak out against you, how dare they question your rule? That's all it is. Fucking
what is this song, Lance, that you sent me?
Oh, so this is the song that was changed to Matt Walsh's profile song. So it said that he was both located in Sassy Shooters, and then it says this is the song that it was directly linking to. This remained up for almost 24 hours, I believe. I'm not.
Is this a copyright claimed song though?
Yeah, I'm afraid of playing this.
I don't know. I've played it so many times on my Twitch streams with zero DMCA strikes, so I can't say.
YouTube's a little more weird.
Yeah, YouTube might take down the whole stream if it is copyright.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe just skip it.
Well, you could look it up at home.
Yeah, just look it up.
Yeah,
you all can find it.
Okay. And then it came out that Matt Walsh came out and said that he has been demonetized on YouTube.
Yes,
because they are anti-free speech, or because he broke their terms of service very clearly and does not want to stop doing anti-trans garbage. So.
Yeah, it was literally for targeted harassment of Dylan Mulvaney over the course of like months. And on top of that, he's lucky that he got away with what he's been doing for so long. Because need I remind everyone, this man is a stochastic terrorist who, along with Chaya Raichik, incited a bomb threat against the Boston Children's Hospital after he spread lies and said, I'm going to target them. Like days later, there was a bomb threat. So like he, unlike other conservatives like Ben Shapiro, for example, they don't know how to not cross the line. Like Ben Shapiro, like goes right up to the border but never crosses. But people like Matt Walsh and recently Michael Knowles, like they've been crossing the line and they know what they're doing. One revelation though that really struck me was that Matt Walsh said that he is making $100,000 a month. And Lance, you've got to tell everyone about your response to YouTube over this, because you basically trick them into responding, because like
David, you can put that.
You say, because
that's going to be TOS. Okay. So first, shout out to Sean. If anyone doesn't know, Sean has a wonderful channel. He's that delightful British skull on the YouTubes, and he's the first one to ever do this. And the first time he ever did this, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this works. So he basically added Team YouTube back in the day to try and get them to be on the record about like what is actually going down, because like it is really fucked up. It, like, jokes aside, it's super. It's going to be hard for me to show this because I've blocked so many people. It's super fucked up that Matt Walsh was making $100,000 a year to make trans kids' lives scarier.
A month.
That's
a month.
A month. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. $100,000 a month. And so I was like, I want YouTube on the record, or at least, at the very least, I want them on the record to have seen it, to know. Like you can't keep saying that you're like LGBTQ plus ally and do this shit. You can't do that. You know, you can't put on the pride flag once a month every year and not realize this like he had serious real world consequences. This piece of shit, Matt Walsh, like hospitals were getting bomb threats, school teachers were getting death threats, like nurses and doctors were getting death threats. People were shooting up power grids because of the hysteria that he would push. And he's making $100,000 a year to do it. That's so fucked up. You know,
and he's still allowed on the platform. Like, it's not even like he's being silenced. His free speech is being taken away. No, he can still upload to the platform. He just can't make money. Like, so this, which is again very obvious as to why they don't want to lose advertisers, because their ads are showing up on this asshole's videos. So that's why he's demonetized. Like, it's very, very straightforward.
Yeah, and YouTube is very, very lenient, okay? They allow bigotry on the platform. Trust me, they allow a lot of bigotry.
Yes,
but there's a difference between regular bigotry and genocidal rhetoric, targeted harassment, stochastic terrorism. And we all are subject to these same rules. We all know what will happen. We know where the line is and that we can't cross that. So the fact that he got away with it for so long is really, it says a lot about YouTube, because they allowed this to go on because he was making them a lot of money, apparently $100,000 per month, which is a metric fuck ton of money that none of us, I would imagine, have ever made on the platform. So yeah, and he's trying to basically do this whole righteous indignation bullshit thing where he's like, well, I'm rejecting the $100,000 and I'm going to continue to misgender Dylan Mulvaney, and I'm going to go to Rumble and go here and post videos on Twitter. So he's trying to make it seem as if like he's some hero because he's not taking the $100,000 from YouTube, as if there's a choice where they're just like, no,
and we know what kind of money the Daily Wire has too, right? Like we saw from Steven Crowder, the offer that he got, nearly like what, $50 million over 4 years because of that. Like Matt Walsh is
which, by the way, is also tied to being able to be on YouTube, which also explains why he's not going to even bother uploading to YouTube, because if he can't make money there, they're not going to use the extra manpower to upload videos to YouTube if he can't make money, if he can't make the Daily Wire money. So there's no point for him to do it. He'll focus on the other platforms. And so this is all just business. This is not him standing up for his standing up against YouTube and their restrictions on free speech, whatever garbage. It's just a business. That's all it is.
Yeah, and one thing that I have to emphasize here is that a lot of these conservatives, they know what they're doing, and if they purposefully get demonetized or banned, like that's very lucrative for them, because then they can parade around as if they've been censored, and then they rally the troops to support their Patreon or Rumble or whatever. So it's just like a different phase of their grift, but it is still a grift. And like Matt Walsh is going to be fine. He's part of the Daily Wire, as you were saying, and he's making a fuck ton of money. So he'll be perfectly fine. But it's sad that being that hateful is that lucrative.
Yeah, no kidding.
Part of it, I think, is because they put so much money into advertising, and because they have billionaire backers.
Did someone just slide off a cliff? What just happened there?
Olay may have fell. I don't know. She got so high she fell off the chair.
All right. Well, okay. If we
let me just say too. Okay. I want to add that, like, you know, he like YouTube didn't like tell him he can't, you know, like David explained it perfectly about it's a business thing for YouTube. But I also want to make the point that, like, it's not even like they're suspending him specifically because he said something about trans people. It just so happens that hate speech, which covers trans people, is part of YouTube's policies. YouTube is saying you have to follow our policies. So it's not like they're even like doing like a woke thing, like, oh, we got to stand up for trans people. No, it's just that they realize that trans people are on their platform and the LGBTQ community is on their platform, and they want to make it an enjoyable place for them so they can continue to monetize it get monetized from them. And so they've put those rules in their set of policies, which is a broad swath of different rules that are basically business decisions.
Yeah.
And like Mike said, there's a lot of transphobic garbage on the platform, but I think I guess Matt Walsh crossed the line, and it was a little too much maybe for YouTube to even stomach. So
which
that's
honestly,
why
like,
he's
the fact if
impacted.
he's actually doing this thing where he's doing a protest and he's now like, I'm walking away, that's such a middle finger to YouTube, and honestly disgraceful. Like seriously, YouTube should have taken action on Matt Walsh and the kind of danger that he was actually enacting in the real world. Like, he would put up the addresses, he would put up of the schools, like the districts, the emails, that kind of stuff. He was one of the, like, the biggest names taking libs of TikTok's like lies and slander and calling people pedophiles and putting that on like blast on Maine, you know. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, what a surprise, all this real world violence is being enacted upon all these things. Like, why are people doing Naruto run into beer cans right now? Why are grown men like fucking smashing into them with their cars and stuff? Like, something is fundamentally wrong.
And it's a win-win for them, because even if YouTube demonetizes them, they're fine. And this is what happens every time. YouTube gets scared. They up the restrictions on all politics, all political videos, and then guess who gets hurt the most? The left does, because we don't have billionaire backers that are here to save us in case we're demonetized. So we're impacted regardless. Meanwhile, they win regardless because of the unlimited money they have coming in.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yes. Next question's kind of geared towards Matt. Asking about your blue verification tiff today.
Oh, the tiff or the tick? The tiff, right?
The disagreement. Yeah.
Oh yes. Let me pull it up so I get it right, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I'm sorry.
Get in
does Matt want to talk about the blue check kerfuffle with Brianna Joy Gray?
Of course, I want to talk about that. Why wouldn't I not want to talk about that?
It's your battle, buddy. I don't want to get involved.
So I have not. I have
nothing to say. I like Brianna. Right, so, I take no part in this.
I've had a problem. I've had a problem with Brianna for a little bit, but you know, nothing in terms of like direct. You know, she had that debate with Sam Cedar years ago about force the vote, and decided to use one of my deceased best friends as a shield in that debate, and claiming she knew him better than his own, you know, team at the Majority Report, and tried to use him against Sam, which was honestly one of the grossest things I've ever heard. But time goes on. I'm a kind, forgiving individual, so I just let it over the years slide. And I recently noticed that she was liking or retweeting, I don't remember, but she was interacting with some of my Twitter reporting. So I thought, oh, maybe we'll let bygones be bygones and interact over what's been going on at Twitter, because clearly she's been enjoying my work. And she was getting attacked today for being a Twitter Blue subscriber. And we all know my feelings on that. But I just simply pointed out, because she said that she signed up for Twitter Blue because as a content creator, she likes the ability to post long videos. So I just basically pointed out that, like, why are you paying to post long videos? Because it makes no sense. Twitter is like the one platform that doesn't pay you for the content, and you're giving away all your content, the long videos on Twitter. Shouldn't you just use Twitter for its short form content, which is free to post, to direct people elsewhere? Completely was not an attack. I was interested in having a discussion with her about it. And so she chimes in, why do you care, and why would I take advice from someone who's been less successful in growing their Patreon than I have? I mean, I thought that was very telling. I mean, I don't know why anyone would think that's a diss to me. I mean, I'm not like delusional. It's quite clear Brianna Joy Gray makes way more money than me on Patreon. That's indisputable. So I don't know why that's such an issue, but I thought it was interesting that instead of interacting with what my actual point was, she just wanted to diss me, which is fine. So I pointed out that, personally, I don't care how big my audience is. I'm talking about something that my audience is interested in, and that and it's important to me to choose who and what I support. And based on her focusing on the Patreon number, I just said, I guess for you, it's about the hustle and cloud. Message received loud and clear. And so she did not take lightly to that, and she goes, oh, now you call me a grifter? Well, and then she goes, if you hadn't spent the last 2 years sniping at me, I'd be happy to help boost you in whatever way I can, because I agree with 95% of what you fight for. So I replied, I was bringing up how this platform, and especially its current owner, views creators. You viewed my point as an attack. I don't care if you choose to boost me or not. I don't do quid pro quo. I had you on my podcast long before you had your platform, and I expected nothing in return. And then so she then decided to focus on the fact that she thinks I'm just in her mentions because I'll get something out of it. I want to make it loud and clear. I have no interest in Brianna Joy Gray's audience, because her audience, quite frankly, is shit. I've seen her audience in her Twitter mentions. They're not an audience I want, quite frankly. If she wanted to have any sort of discussion with me and wanted to have me on her podcast, I'd be happy to do that in the same way I went on fucking Tim Pool's show, or went on what's her face, that conservative, I went on her show, the election night things, because I'm willing to talk to anybody, quite frankly, because that's just how I am. I had no interest in getting right-wing viewers from those shows. It wasn't about that. So, I don't really care about that sort of thing. I just thought it was an interesting discussion to have, but she apparently didn't. So, I mean, she's very defensive about paying for Twitter Blue. Personally, this is my feelings on it. If you want to pay for it, that's fine. But the thing to me, my opinion, is that this is different than any other shitty corporation or product you have to pay for. Because, quite frankly, for the most part, the shitty companies you have to pay for I would say about 90% of those shitty companies provide a service that you're kind of forced into buying. I saw one guy who I respect, who's a Twitter Blue subscriber, compare him paying for the edit function on Twitter via Twitter Blue as the same as like how we pay for fossil fuels for our heating at home. I mean, there's a huge fucking difference. The vast majority of people cannot actually choose the type of heating their home gets. The vast majority of people in this country rent, or if they do buy a home, unfortunately, it's set up for gas, and you probably can't pay to gut that out and change your whole entire system. That is much more of a hardship to deal with than the fact of, oh no, what will I do if I don't pay for a fucking edit button on a social media platform? I mean, listen, just pay for it if you want to. Don't give me these shitty excuses. You don't care about the issues that come with paying for that platform, which is fine. We all make these decisions all the time. Just that's what it is for you. Personally, Twitter is different than any other platform to me because, yeah, Mark Zuckerberg sucks. Yeah, Jeff Bezos sucks. They suck in the same way every other, billionaire corporate CEO sucks. The difference between them and Elon Musk is that Elon Musk is directly using his product to himself use it to promote and push far right wingers. He's advocated openly on his platform to vote for the Republicans. He's out there being as transphobic as possible, telling people to misgender, and he just removed.
Didn't they just change that? They changed the
policy.
Yes,
they just changed the policy. It's not against specifically the transgender policy. It's no longer against Twitter's policies, just to attack transgender people. You can misgender them, harass them in that way, all you want, just for trans people. That rule has been changed. Personally, that's a line crossed to me that no other platform has crossed. And so for me personally, I view Twitter now as something different. You might say, Matt, why don't you stop using Twitter altogether? Aren't you providing Elon Musk money by using the platform? To that, I would say that's just not how the internet works and internet advertising works. Listen, if you watch Fox News, do you aid in their TV advertising? Actually, you probably don't, unless you have a Nielsen box and count it for their ratings, or however Nielsen is dealing with how they work out the ratings nowadays. But even in that sense, let's take TV advertising versus internet advertising. In TV advertising, advertisers cannot directly put their sales, what they sell, to the ads. There's no way to judge that action. They have to just basically estimate by audience that the station they're advertising or the show they're advertising on tells them they have. They have to estimate, this is giving us, maybe this amount of sales. Some of them do it for just simply brand building. Our ad is during this show. It'll help, it's a popular show. It's worth the money to get that our brand in front of this many people. But internet advertising is different. Advertisers can directly tell what ads are bringing them money. So if you use a platform nonstop and you don't pay any money for it, you don't buy anything from the advertisers, if you click the ads but don't buy anything from those advertisers, you actually are not a boon to the platform. You are actually costing that advertiser money with no action that brings them revenue that they can see. So they will then decide, hey, you know what? These ads, it's got all these impressions, all these clicks, no sales. This is just not worth our time. We're not advertising here anymore. So just using that platform, unless you're paying for it or buying things from their advertisers, you are actually, in fact, not providing revenue for an internet platform like that.
I don't know. I have a different perspective on this. I mean, as somebody who doesn't monetize any of their endeavors, so let's all keep that in mind. I don't monetize shit that I do. Everything I do is for free. My Substack, all my things. Twitter is a vehicle by which, as an advocate, you get your message out, right? And no matter what I do on anything I've ever been on, the most views, anything I get is on Twitter. My most successful, even on being someone who was on Rising and hosted Rising, if I do a radar that I could go viral on Twitter, it ain't getting no views like those kinds of views on YouTube or something like that or whatever. I could reach a lot more people. There's a lot more I've been able to do as far as Rikers and Eric Adams and things like that. And I was somebody who was subscribed to Twitter Boo because factually, before Elon Musk came into the picture, it made it much simpler for me to do that. And I remember feeling very much so like when Elon Musk took over, like, okay, I'm going to get rid of this function that literally makes it exponentially easier for me to do the advocacy that I seriously do, because I've gotten locked into this internet perspective on this Elon Musk shit. Like, at the end of the day, the kind of work that I do, I'm like, there are far more like the structures inherently that I'm up against that I must always contend in as a defense attorney, as a public defender. There's always a bad institution there. There's always a bad guy. There's always an Elon Musk. There's always this like bad white man institution is always present. So this idea, like every time we decide on the internet that we put some flagpole in the sand, this thing, I don't think that's necessarily fair. Like the way it's become this marker. Like I don't think it's always just everybody's just making excuses. I think people legitimately can feel like whatever. I that was my perspective on it. I wouldn't have personally. I was not pressed to get rid of my Twitter blue. I didn't give a fuck about all of this. But I'm a team player. Y'all remember, y'all bullied me. I succumbed to bullying, and that's why I kept it real. I kept it G-real. I said it today. I even commented on Rihanna's thing. I was like, I literally said it. I actually shared these sentiments, but I am just too tired to get jumped. I'm not gonna get jumped. I am like, listen, I'm on a team, so I got rid of it.
I do wonder now, though, if it's even beneficial anymore because of what that check mark now signifies, and people are automatically blocking everyone with check marks. Like, I wonder if it would help.
I have an extension. I can share it with you. It's just going wild right now. I'm just like, I'm looking at a screen going like blah 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 blah. It's nuts.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's another thing. So the app is breaking down in general. There are a million glitches. So that
it's so bad.
Yeah,
it's so bad. It's such trash now.
Yeah, that was the reason why I couldn't fight for it. I just took my bullion and I just canceled the subscription because it wasn't applicable anywhere. The app doesn't fucking work at all. So Twitter Blue doesn't do anything other than make you have a corny ass check mark and be associated with a bunch of losers. So listen, I took my bullying. I succumbed to King Matt Binder on this one. I also listen, Binder, I name drop you in my episode tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
I did. Yes, I name dropped you.
I'll have to check it out. Listen, Ole, I obviously would have given you a pass if you stayed with Twitter Blue. I was personally trying to save you from all the blocks. Listen, like I said, I don't care what people do. I'm just letting people know why I view that in that way. And yeah, I do view people who, this is my own personal thing. You're free to subscribe if you think it's so important, but I will personally view you in a certain way. And I'm not saying you should care about that. I'm a nobody to you. Maybe it doesn't matter at all, but I'm just letting you know how I'm personally viewing that. And I can tell you, judging by the reaction, that a lot of people view it that way too.
Bender said, what Bender is saying to you is, if you have Twitter Blue, you're a corny motherfucker, a bozo, if you will.
You are, yeah. And you know what? I'll go so far to say, if you're paying for verification on Facebook or Instagram too, you're a loser. Why are you paying for that? Why are you paying for that?
Wait, you can pay for that?
Yeah, I didn't even know that you could.
Instagram just recently enrolled.
The reason Facebook and their Facebook Instagrams are a lot more expensive. It's $15 each. So if you want to verify both your Facebook and Instagram, it's $30 a month.
Christ.
But the difference, I think, the reason they haven't got so much shit is because they're actually verifying people. Like, they're actually contacting people and checking. They're asking for like verification, like an ID, and then you actually have to use like your real name. But also though, you don't get anything special like Elon's promising. Elon's saying like, we're gonna just fill your feed with Twitter Blue people. Facebook and Instagram saying we're just basically verifying so people can know that you are who you are. We're not giving any special like platform push or reach or anything. So I think that's why they haven't gotten so much shit for it. But all in all, you're providing content for these companies. The trade-off has always been, they provide the platform, you provide the content, they let you post as much content, all these videos, gigs of shit if you'd like, and in return, they'll monetize it so they could let you do it, and then they'll also, if you get really popular or you hit a certain mark, they'll then also share that revenue with you. It was you scratch my back, I scratch yours. It was everyone was getting something out of the ordeal. This now is not that. This is basically, we want you to pay us to post content. And that's just, and you're not, it's not like, okay, if you pay us, we will no longer sell ads on you now, because again, when you don't pay, you're the product, which again, the trade-off was, fine, you can use my data for advertisers, but we get to use this platform to make money too. But with this, it's, you pay me, and I'm still going to sell your data and still show you ads. So that trade-off is no longer there. So I think paying for these platforms in any way, sense, or shape, or form is bullshit. You shouldn't do it. It's a big scam.
Is there a way to block advertisements like you can block Twitter Blue?
Oh, you can block ads. Oh, you can.
Well, I know that you can, but like, I guess I mean like Matt's block, like where there's an app. Can you do that? If so, somebody should.
That's what I've been using. That's what I've been using all day. There's a Chrome extension that allows you to just auto block any Twitter Blue subscriber, and you can. So I had a day today where I was basically doing the great blocking, and so the first person I've ever blocked in my life, because I have a flawless fucking track record, zero. I am the free speech master. Like all these people who block me, I have a fucking list. There's like Jordan Peterson all the way down to Sam. Like every single one of the ghouls who like fucking talks about free speech, they can't take it. None of them can take it. And then all of a sudden, that's when I was like, okay, so I'm never going to block anyone out of principle, just because it's funny, but also because I fundamentally believe in the marketplace of ideas and we should be allowed to discuss these things, blah, blah, blah. And at the same time, I finally got to this point where I was like, okay, we're here now. This is happening. I have to block everyone. I blocked Elon Musk first. Today, my first block ever. Elon Musk. I did it. I feel good. I feel clean. I've had about 8,000 blocks since then. It's still going. I'm still looking at the screen. It looks like the Matrix of blocking.
I'm curious, Lance. How are you going to do any of your work, considering all the people you cover are all going to be like?
I know.
That's my whole dilemma.
It's going to be such a bigger. It is an inconvenience because like once. Okay, so Jordan Peterson blocked me because he had a picture where he's like, "Look at me, my M14 or whatever," and he's like shooting something, and I put the target as apple cider, and he blocked me, and I was like, I didn't want the block. I was like, Jordan, no. Oh, this is sad to me. I want to keep interacting with you. I want to keep being able to drop memes in your replies and stuff like that. But like that's the game is the game, and he blocked first. So
Lance, I can give you access to my sock puppet account, Futbucker69, currently named Libtardo2 after the Jimmy Dore stuff. I'll shoot you the password later. We can share that account.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's a true friend. That's a true friend right there.
If I don't see
I got you.
Tyler in here, I'm gonna lose it. Tyler is our biggest fan.
Okay. Okay, so how about talking about Fox News settling the Dominion lawsuit? They go on to say
your block virginity. Sorry.
Say David Pakman says the settlement is better than going to trial would have been. Do you agree?
I haven't seen David's take on this. He's been following it more closely than I have, but just instinctually,
he said who said the settlement is better than the trial?
I think she said David Pakman said this.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I was really disappointed in the settlement.
How is that possible?
What
was his explain? How did he explain? What was his explanation for that?
That is what the question says. That's it. I got nothing else.
Why
I have to know his argument, because ultimately, if they went to trial, wouldn't there have to be like we'd have to see people from Fox testify, right?
Yeah,
like, there'd be
we were going to see them on the stands. They would be more humiliated and exposed. And that was really what I was hoping for, not just for them to pay financially, but like in terms of legitimacy as well. Like that was my hope. So for them to settle, it kind of felt like they were putting business above democracy, which is something that's not surprising, but it just kind of felt like they could have gotten, like David's tweet, I think, put it best. If they waited, they would have gotten more money and exposed Fox News. So I was really frustrated and disappointed. I did a video on this as well, and I felt like they should have waited it out. Although I will say that there is another lawsuit with Smartmatic. Is that the company? They're suing Fox News for the same reason for $2.7 billion. So hopefully we'll still have this like blockbuster trial. But I'd have to see David's take. But just instinctively, I don't agree. I really wanted them to go to trial.
I wanted to see the clown show. I really did.
Exactly.
And
I mean, there would have been like this is a huge win for Fox News. There was clearly no agreement where they had to. I haven't seen them admit on air at all any sort of wrongdoing in this case. Dominion won big, of course. They got paid big. This was a big win for Dominion and its lawyers. Also a big win for Fox News. We all fucking lost. How does this affect Fox at all? $765 million or whatever? Pfft, they'll make that back, no problem. In fact, I saw them just recently. I just saw a piece recently how they were reached out for comment, and they were talking about how they're going to be able to use this for a tax write-off.
Oh, right.
What?
That's true.
This is a tax write-off now?
Yeah, because lying is a part of their business.
Wait,
it's
how?
a tax write-off.
Oh my God!
Wait, but you're memeing, right? It's not.
I'm memeing about that part of it, but but the article, the comment they gave was that it was a tax write-off. Yeah, I'll pull it up.
What?
Yeah, and they're also defiant now about the Smartmatic lawsuit too, because they're claiming that the election lies. That was newsworthy. That's their defense. So they're emboldened by this.
Here it is.
This is Lever News.
Lever News.
David Sirota. Fox News could potentially write off a massive portion of the $787.5 million settlement and agreed to pay Dominion. Fox Corporation's chief communications officer, Brian Nick, confirmed to Lever News on Wednesday that he could confirm tax deductibility of the settlement, but not the amount. According to a review by Lever, the company could deduct up to $213 million from their income taxes under provisions of the American Tax Code that allow companies to write off legal bills as ordinary and necessary business expenses. Since the dispute was settled between two companies and not with the government, Fox can claim tax benefits on the payment. There you go.
It's the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting
honestly,
here like,
I was
you can write that
joking
off.
about how lying is part of their business, so they could write it off. I was joking about that phrasing of it, but that's literally what this fucking is.
Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm just over here like not being able to conceptualize over $200 million to make that money, and that's just what they're gonna potentially get as a write-off. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It pays to be a piece of shit in capitalist America.
Fucking apparently. Good lord.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is not political. This one is for Olay. Olay, do you have any good stories about your cat that you'd like to share?
Good stories?
Yeah, any funny stories?
Well, Raheem wasn't talking to me for this is Thursday, so he wasn't talking to me for the first 2 days of the week because I went to Florida on the weekend and I didn't run it by him. And, I felt a way about it at first, but I did raise him to be, to set boundaries, and he wasn't fucking with it, so it's important that he make it clear. So he only just now got back good with me, so I'm just trying to keep it cute. And the thing is too, just for the record, I knew I fucked up. I didn't run about a cat, so I came back on the right tip. I ordered the fancy feast. It was already at the door when I got back. So literally, I left my suitcase downstairs, and immediately I just came with the cans open, and he still wasn't fucking with me. He was like, drop it in the bowl and back up. He wasn't talking to me. Every time I look at him, he turned this way. I said, "Oh, okay." So and I was all right. I got it. So that's where he's at.
I wanted to ask you, Ole, because you went to creator class, you met Hassan. How was all of that? It looked like you had the time of your life, and it was very, very nice to see.
Did you ask Hassan the big question?
That I had the time of his life.
Did I make it happen?
I will ask him. I'll DM him.
But you didn't ask him there. Unbelievable. You said you would.
I would listen. First of all, it was incredibly made.
Always going.
It was incredibly made. The whole thing. It was incredibly made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
You got to see John. You got to see John Morrison though. That's pretty cool.
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know none of them white people. I do not know none of those people. I only knew those people. The only person. Listen, none of those motherfucking people.
I knew the main event guy because he's a pro wrestler. He's actually not a content creator. I don't know why he was in that.
Know these motherfucking people. Okay, I know Jarvis, and because I seen his reality stuff. He was just it. I literally was texting Lance, Lance, oh my God, I am suffering. Oh my God. I was just there. Literally, my friend Alex, LOL overruled on TikTok. Alex wanted me to go last minute. Alex was like, can you come for the weekend or whatever? And I was like, all right, cool. Let me go be a friend. I was like, I'm literally just here to be cute and go. And literally, I stayed long enough. I would stay long enough for Alex to be talking to him, make a friend, and I'd be out. I'm uninterested. The hypest, my whole part of the trip was getting to go to Build-A-Bear workshop. I built me some fly ass little bears. I was very excited about that. And I took my ass home. I was just there to be a good supportive friend, but I was not there to enjoy myself. I was invisible, and I like it. Nobody was checking for me. I was just in the corner minding my business. Yes, this is nice. Nobody sees me. Yes, Irish exiting at every turn. And I'm an Irish exiting extraordinaire. I never say bye. It's against my religion. I just have. I don't know why I have to sneak out. I have to. Oh my God! I'm just that's me all weekend, just in my bag. So that was my weekend, and now I'm back. That's my story.
Shout out to Alana too for winning. That's pretty sweet. Friends with Alana, she's awesome. Great.
Alana, what's her last name?
Pierce.
People really was.
I watched her podcast, the Friends Per Second podcast, gaming.
Oh, okay, yeah. I do like her content. Yeah, she was on Inside Gaming.
She was on one episode, I think, but yeah.
She
I like
works in
Elena.
the gaming industry, and sorry, Elena, I'm mispronouncing that. I had her on the show, and she was going off about the difficulties that surround, being openly LGBTQ and working obviously as a woman in the video game industry. And this was like before elements of the video game industry got as intense as they did. Like that was nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I didn't know you were friends with her. That's cool. We'll have to bring her on sometime because I've been a long time.
Okay, sorry, I should correct. Online friends. We have not met in real life. I don't. Yeah.
None of us have. We're still friends.
I met you, Mike. You forgot already?
We're friendly. We DM each other sometimes, tell each other funny things. She was like DMing me when the quartering was being an asshole, and I was like, oh fuck him, and then I'll put him on blast. Don't worry, that kind of stuff. But no, I don't. I've never IRL met her. Actually,
I need to ask a question.
Everyone here, I think.
I fully talk to Lance on a regular basis now in real life. Like
Hell
bother
yeah.
Lance throughout the day. Like audio note bother him too. Like I bother Lance like a Caribbean mother. Like here's a whole audio note of what I'm thinking about Lance. Like literally any little thing. Lance like
That's funny.
Weren't we gonna have like a WhatsApp chat or something because we can't trust Twitter?
Right.
I want that. I want that. I want us to have a group chat. That's what I want. That's basically what I think right now. Olayemi, Blair, maybe Mike. We're like the only ones who are like WhatsApping each other. I think. I don't WhatsApp Matt Binder or David.
I don't even have the app.
I want
I was
that
gonna
to
say,
happen.
Lance,
Okay,
I don't have WhatsApp. Who the hell are you messaging?
Okay. What?
It's not me.
Is it
It's not me, brother.
All right. Well, fair enough. We need to make this happen then. Let's make this happen.
Is it just an app? You just like download it?
WhatsApp, yeah.
Wait, what's WhatsApp?
Sorry.
None of you have WhatsApp?
I have
I'm not being wild right now. Mike,
do
you
it.
texted
I'm
each other.
downloading it.
You know what I use WhatsApp for? That's where my son's elementary school soccer team get their practices like scheduled together. That's it.
No one here uses WhatsApp?
I'll download it.
Wild to me. Oh, okay.
Warren explained that to you, Lance. We literally explained to you.
Yeah, that's not like it. Yeah.
More like that. We were like, that's what we knew. Like, it's a foreigner cell.
Yeah, like to speak to like my family in Poland, we just still use Skype. So I was like, I don't use WhatsApp.
Oh, y'all need to.
Oh yeah,
know
we're
Blair.
still on
Blair.
Skype.
Come on over to the new. Come on.
I still don't know how to use Discord. Like I turned on Discord after I joined our little server, and then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like I think I posted one thing.
I don't understand.
I'm looking at every chat right now, and they're all just like, I thought all of you knew each other better. You have to increase this. Okay, I hope you know some things. Me and Mike.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta interrupt here. Hold on, I gotta interrupt here. Someone just messaged me. We gotta correct this because I like being correct. I don't like putting words in people's mouths. Someone just said, David Pakman didn't say it was better for the country to have Fox settle. He said it was best for Fox that they settled. The question was worded poorly.
That makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense.
I saw it. I needed to just get it out there.
Like that, so that's why I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That's what we was talking about. What we was talking about? Oh, the origin, because they said we know each other better. Lance was about to give them the origin story.
Well, I was going to say, one of the reasons why I'm so sad that Twitter is just like collapsing in real time is it's my primary, for all of my other fellow content creators, that's where I DM each other. That's like, that's where me and Mike have, like, just when I'm going through some shit, Mike will DM me, and when he's going through some shit, I'll DM him, and then like you hit up each other. Same thing with Blair. We've done the same thing via Twitter. So that's why when Twitter was falling apart, that's why it was like that sucks to me, for not because of the whole Elon Musk shit or anything like that. This is my primary method of reaching out to other creators, like always has been. It's the number one DMing place for me.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I have downloaded the WhatsApp.
the WhatsApp has me weak.
The WhatsApp. I'll get there.
And yeah, we don't all know each other in real life. Like Lance put together this band of misfits on a fluke. That's what happened. Like, I very much so love that y'all don't like waterboard us with like meetings. I really appreciate that. Like I find that people who do a lot of talking about meetings do last. Like we have no meetings, no universal central means of communication, but we get the showdown every Thursday.
But you know what's so beautiful about that is you are all the ones who answered the call. And it was through Twitter. I was DMing all of you. I was DMing David Dole, blah, 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 but I DM'd so many other creators. Like so that day, I was just like, who's gonna answer? And then like you were the ones who answered, and then we were just having a fun time. I was like, this is fun. Let's keep doing it.
The election, live stream, to be clear, for those not.
And it was so fun.
Kelsey, who says I look so pretty. Thank you. That reminded me of somebody else's comment like 30 minutes ago, but I was real high when they said my makeup was so good tonight. And I said, I meant to say, this is my real natural face. Y'all keep putting the battery in my back. And so I'm getting lazy. I had my makeup done too because I was on the news earlier. And then I was like, oh, this feels heavy. I'm so fried. And I was like, oh, they put the battery in my back last time. I'm going to take it off. So thank you.
You're on the news. Bury the headline. On the news about what?
I'm always on it. Yeah, I'm always. I didn't want it to sound how it was gonna sound, but yeah, I'd be on the news. You know that's the thing.
The news where? Where's the news?
The Rio TV this time today. So.
Oh yeah, you did mention that. Yeah.
I be places. I do stuff. I just don't. You know, I don't. Real G's moving silence like lasagna. You know what I'm saying?
I fucking love that Lil Wayne line. Oh my god. Sorry.
Listen, okay. You see it?
Yes. Oh my god. I love what is Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz lines. Who fucking else? I don't know. I love all that shit. Are you kidding me? That is excellent wordplay. Anyway, sorry.
I once did in high school. I went to a boarding school in West Virginia high school. I don't know if I've told you all the story. I'd be fried every episode, so it's hard to know. But I had to take I took classical music appreciation. That tells you boarding school, college preparatory, West Virginia. And I sure did present to those people an entire presentation on Lil Wayne. Read them the I'm Me lyrics, like, explain you art! Like, did the whole thing. You need to see them white people chef's kiss. Foolishness.
Did you do it just for their expressions? Because that sounds like.
First of all, I stood by it. I felt it. Listen, one thing about me, I'm a persuasive bitch. Okay, I was born to be a lawyer. I definitely sold the argument. I don't remember what the presentation was, but I was making plenty sense. What? Lil Wayne bars, real rap bars. Okay, classics. What are you talking about? Louisiana great. So I did that. I wish I did so much. I really was always meant to be a defense attorney in my spirit. When I think about the things I did, just adversarial shit like, I don't care that I'm the only black person here. That's not adding up. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let me take on the whole school. That's the kind of foolishness I do.
On the topic of rap and music, I'm not sure if any of you saw this, but an AI made song released featuring Drake and The Weeknd, and I saw your takes. Very convincing, and honestly probably one of the best tracks that Drake has put out in the last 5 years.
Let's hear it.
I can't play it. YouTube's pulling it, everyone pulled it down.
What? So, it's not real.
No, I know, which is what I want to talk about. This is we're in a weird zone now where their label has went to Spotify, all these places to pull down this song that isn't even real, but it sounds enough like it's them. So do they have no real legal standing if they were challenged?
I honestly think they should. I honestly.
Well, they actually do have legal standing.
Yeah, I feel like they have.
But it's not their song.
But it's based. It's based on the data from their songs.
I think
their voice, but someone wrote the song, someone sang the song, someone rapped the song, and then put their voice over their own voice.
I mean, my personal opinion is as long as they're not monetizing it, people should be able to do fun stuff like that. But the problem is that without a doubt, people are looking to monetize
the
that
law
shit.
will evolve.
Okay,
the law is
that was the debate I got into today. Sorry, I want to interrupt. But
the law will involve internet law in and of itself is fairly new and still developing. Blah 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 blah. But they will make the law develop. It will develop to encompass this. This is going. There's no way they're going to leave this where they're not going to find some legal standing. The court's not going to recognize them for the challenge because it's obviously going to become a problem. It's going to, threaten them in some way. It's going to happen, right? So they're going to make some legal ground.
I feel like we're in sort of Napster zone where this is the dawning of a new era, and you can't really put the genie back in the bottle. Once people start making this fake music,
back in the bottle, I think it's powerful.
Well, they did put the genie back in the bottle. They moved everything to streaming, where the record labels are making all the money now.
I found 2 new ones today that were also really good. I'm downloading new Drake tracks, their new songs.
I just think they need to find a way to put a kibosh on it. I think it's a serious problem, affecting their money. Artists are ready.
It's gonna keep happening.
Yeah, but I think they can find a way. They can do something.
It's not going to keep happening if those AI platforms are no longer legally allowed to train their AI on those songs.
Well, yeah, okay. It's not going to be on like social media platforms, but it's going to be in peer-to-peer networks. Like people are going to be sharing this music around. Like it's good. The creation of the music.
No, but what I'm
and the
saying
sharing
is
of the music is not going to go
what I'm
away.
saying is the AI platforms that they're making these songs on, that they're training this data on, are not going to be able to do it anymore. Like I guess people who will be able to circumvent it if they
every
create
single
their
singer
own.
in the world. Like how do you control for that? You can't.
Oh, the RIAA has that taken care of. Every major artist who wants to just registers their song with the registers with the RIAA.
Right,
and they
the
take
song,
care of it.
their voice. The problem is the voice.
It's the
Matt,
voice.
I wish you could hear this. If you could hear this, that's the part where
This
you're like,
is not Drake's lyrics. Like this is completely.
No,
it just sounds like him.
But it's likeness.
It's not.
But it's
not pulled from the song.
There's likeness in some way, which I'm sure
like you can't-
I recognize.
It's taking it.
But people have similar voices. How do you control for like I don't know how you do that. Like I get a whole song, you can capture that. Like AI can or whatever. Algorithms can recognize what a full song is, or even parts of a song, but just someone's voice plucked out of the song, like just the sound of not even out of a song, just what their voice sounds like.
Become incredibly, but that's exactly
it's their likeness, yeah.
But that's
Someone else can say that's my voice.
Bro,
People
let me
have
explain.
similar voices.
Let me explain something. The law is not there to be efficient. That is not what the law is meant to do. The law is there to be incredibly slow and tedious and expensive and to disincentivize motherfuckers to get involved. The reality is all those things, your likeness, IP is already, there's an entire reason there's an IP area of law. And so all these things could be litigated. What is your likeness? What is this? Images, they do it for other things. All that means is they would employ an incredibly expensive, tedious legal process for determining and pulling out where you did this and da 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 da, and it'll sink people. They will make this something that is too expensive and a problem for you to do. Trust and believe they have no problem making this a very expensive litigious matter. They gonna do it. You gonna go to jail. Like,
oh yeah, you don't fuck with the music industry. Like I saw
I don't know.
I saw a meme.
Yes,
I saw a meme going around of like AI of like illustrators and like digital artists that make like visual art. They were like, it's like a scene from like a Thor movie or something, and the AI is like the monster or the bad guy, like Loki or something, and goes like, "You can't stop me," and then like the Thor character is labeled as the illustrators and visual artists, and they're like, "You're right, but he can." And a giant in the next shot, it's like a giant beast comes out of a volcano, and it's labeled the RIAA. They're the recording artists. You don't fuck with the music industry. You do not fuck with the music industry. They have tons of money, tons of lawyers just waiting for moments like this, and it definitely is their likeness. I mean, Disney just announced that they signed a deal with James Earl Jones. It was a couple months ago to continue to use his voice for Darth Vader, where he's not going to need to do any more work for it, but they needed to.
I've thought this was going to happen to The Simpsons for so long. I was like, we are almost close to infinite Simpsons. Once they buy the rights to all their voices,
they needed to. Well, it's a little bit different I think. But with someone whose voice is already supposed to be slightly robotic, it's probably easier to do that with. But they still have to pay.
Robotic in general, James Earl Jones. It's iconically just like in The Lion King, for example.
I mean, the character. I'm talking about the character though, so they're able to get away with it. I think a little easier. Yeah. But they had to make a deal with James Earl Jones. They couldn't just say we're going to record your. We're going to use all these. If they have the rights to all the current recordings, they could have just said we're going to train the AI data on what we own, and we're just going to go ahead with it. But the fact is, they don't, because it's his likeness, his voice. So they had to pay him to be able to use it, even though he's not gonna have to record that himself.
Do you know for how long? Like, is it in? Like, I thought that was Star Wars too.
I think
when you see all this like deep fake Star Wars faces, where it's like that's Mark Hamill as like the young Mark Hamill. Do you have the rights to do this in perpetuity? If Mark Hamill passes away, can he sign off, or the estate sign off? Oh yeah, you can do this forever. Like you could never stop doing the likeness of Mark Hamill as this Luke Skywalker. Is that a thing?
I don't even know. I don't even know if it's in perpetuity or I'm not sure.
I'm not sad. People are asking why I look sad. I'm not sad. I don't know.
You've never once struck me as sad.
I guess that I look sad just like sitting there. I'm not sad, I promise.
Why wouldn't Mike be? Oh, I just saw that now.
That's a fair point, though. Fair point.
They just want you. No, but like, hey, David.
Oh wait, I should say, hold on. I'm reading.
As happy as possible. Sorry.
I'm reading more about this, and it seems like the original reporting was wrong. He didn't actually sign off on any sort of deal. He just signed off on using archival voice recordings to keep Vader alive, but he hasn't given away his rights to his voice.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But it's still it's like a brand new, like, this is not a legal, or sorry, not an ethical or legal ground that I've heard of before, where I genuinely thought, what if people have to in perpetuity be a character forever? Like, you know, if Dan Castellaneta or whatever, it has to be Homer or one of those characters, or like, you know, Mark Hamill has to be Luke Skywalker forever. What does that mean? Like, can you give away your rights forever? Like, decades later, you're still making movies and everyone's like, oh, this is not the actual movie.
Yeah, we're getting to a weird place. This is all stuff, like, I think there's like a lot of questions, not many answers.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see where it all goes. I don't know.
Okay, here's a random question, and I feel like this relates to something news-wise, but I have no idea what it is. It just says, how do you feel about Ohio? That's it.
Hate
did
'em.
something happen in Ohio? Like,
yeah,
I don't think I may have driven through it.
Actually.
Because my heart is in Ohio.
Wow.
From my wrists and slash my eyes. From my wrists and slash my eyes.
This is why I couldn't believe you were straight edge. This is why. I was like,
because you killed me.
Oh, I love Hawthorne Heights. Thank you for that.
Oh, I don't at all. That's why I barely remembered the lyrics.
You did it pretty well. Breaking my little emo heart. All right.
They're all right. They're not bad.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. So we've had a couple people asking about Zoe Zephyr. I hope I'm saying her name right. The transgender Montana representative that's being threatened and being censured. If anyone has any opinion on her situation right now, because I've only seen little snippets, so I don't feel super duper informed to speak on it.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I haven't dived too deep to really be able to talk about this intelligently myself.
Okay, that's fair then.
Okay, so I was just looking it up. Whether it was the exact person I was thinking of. Yes, 100%. This is one of those situations where like every single word that is said in that speech is harrowing. Like when you listen to that speech and you watch it, just like word for word, it's just like, holy shit, this is all so true. That's my only thoughts on this topic, is that genuinely it was an incredible speech. And I was just wanted to make sure that it was the one that I was thinking of. But yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Same. Yeah, I just feel bad because I'm not super informed on that topic and I feel very bad. I feel like maybe I should have known, but
I feel like we're all fixated on like Missouri this week in terms of like
that's because it's
politics,
so fucked, right?
Yeah, that's kind of been my.
Like they've achieved what everyone said was going to happen if people just kept going down this pathway of like, it's not even about children anymore. It's about anybody. Like you can just like that's so fucked up. I think that was on Monday, right, when that got passed?
Yeah, for those who don't know, I think it was last Friday when it happened. The Attorney General of Missouri, Andrew Bailey, he unilaterally effectively banned gender affirming care for everyone, including adults. And there's like a million different caveats to even qualify. You have to wait 3 years to get HRT. And even if you do qualify, you have to be subjected to tests to make sure that you are not autistic or you're not the victim of social contagion. Like it's genuinely bonkers. And on top of that, I have a video about this tomorrow. He created an anti-trans tip line so you can report anyone for trans activity, basically. So watch my video tomorrow. In my description box, I have the link to that tip line. Blow it up. Send in a bunch of shit. Just like flood it because it's super fascistic and horrifying. That tip line was created because there was one whistleblower at the St. Louis Children's Hospital, and this person claimed that they were like pressuring doctors into overprescribing HRT, and like it was just bullshit. Yeah. And this person just books appointment.
Yeah, like,
the doctors
when the
came
chat
out.
said Gestapo for trans people, I was like 100%. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that like everyone else has debunked what this person says. Like former coworkers, families with kids there, they're like, no, we're not being pressured. The coworkers are like, I can go line for line through her affidavit and debunk every single thing that she's saying. It's bullshit. But yet, because of that, now the attorney general set up this tip line, so you can report anyone who maybe took their doctor to a pediatrician to get their kid gender affirming care, anything like that. It's deeply fascistic and worrying. And they're kind of like, it seems like there's this race to the bottom for red states to be like the most genocidal and harsh towards trans people. And Missouri just like out of nowhere really like rushed in the first place. But I mean, there's a lot more going on in Florida, for example, like where trans kidnapping could be a thing. There's a lot, so it's hard to keep up, honestly, but that's kind of like Missouri and what I focused on this week.
See, and while Missouri was going on, I was looking at, what was it, the 3, or are we up to 4 now, children that have been randomly shot for just being, there's so many shootings, there's so many laws being passed. It's just somewhat, and maybe I'm being a doomer here again, but I'm like, it's pretty overwhelming.
Yeah,
like
it's just all particular random shooting. Well, not random, but like bizarre shootings in the same week. Like Ralph Yarl, excuse me.
Ralph's was like, just like you. Why didn't anyone like push back on? You have to see this for what it is. Like this is people who are being programmed 24/7 by Tucker Carlson, Fox News, and it turned out to be 100% true. I was saying that as a generic statement earlier. I was like, this feels like Tucker Carlson style Fox News, like just mind virus shit being programmed, and that's what it was. And then like, when you see the photos of Ralph, you're like, that's a kid. That's a kid. You tried to shoot a kid in the face through the window. Why would you do that? That's so fucked up. Like like you have to understand the explanation for all this, and then like to find out, like, you know, relatives being like, well, it turned out that you know, how one of his relatives put it, it's Fox News is the Nickelodeon of people with like mental illness or something like that in their late stages of life, where they're like trying to like force them into doing something horrifying, was like what his actual relatives said or something like that. And I was like, that's so sad. That's so sad that you said that. That's such an incredibly sad statement all around, every part of this. And like, yeah, the programming, you know, it's fucking, yeah.
Yeah, we've all done things like this. Like, I've knocked on the wrong door, driven into the wrong driveway, almost got into the wrong car. I mean, we've all been in these situations. But, you know, in America, it could get you shot or killed.
Yeah, it's the guns and the easy availability, easy accessibility to guns. And because, of course, this stuff happens in every country. People knock on the wrong door, go to the wrong place, whatever, and they don't get killed. And also, I think it's the prevalence of guns mixed with a media culture of fear where people are always scared all the time. Local news has done a number on people for decades. Like, just the focus on like, this person was killed today, this person was killed today, there was a break in here. So like every single day, people tuning into this shit and just thinking like this is the entire community, and just always being on edge. Like it's a combination.
And yeah, I'm glad that you brought the local news up. Like, I don't ever watch local news, but I was at my mom's house a couple of years ago for Thanksgiving, and she had local news on. And for the entire episode, they hyped anthrax. Like, hey, a white powder was sent to this area in Portland. Turns out, when they actually covered the story towards the end of the hour, it wasn't anthrax, but they hyped it up the entire fucking time. And so, like, if you don't even watch to that point, you just think, oh my God, anthrax is available. We're under threat. There's terrorism. Like, they just always keep you on edge because that's how they keep you glued. Like, it's about ratings, and it's sick. It's having an impact on the culture in a very, very toxic way.
Well, and not to add to the pile, but aside from the 3 that you just showed on screen who were shot, there was also a 4th, which was a 6-year-old girl as well. In case that one was missed, because, you know, there can never be too much variety in our shootings here in the U.S.
Yeah, because her basketball rolled into somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the interview with her, and she's like, "Why would you shoot my dad?" It's just, I mean, what the fuck is happening? It's just so horrifying.
I forgot what it was, but I remember taking a psychology class at this point nearly a decade ago in college. And one of the things was, it was like there were 2 big drivers as to what drives the human like psyche and what drives us to move or do things. And like the first one was fear. And I don't remember what the second one was, but this pertains to fear, because I think truly the news thrives off of that. If we are always in a constant state of fear, then we're going to continue to doom scroll and look through everything and get more, hyped up and freaked out. And I think that, as fucked as this is to say, like, as this continues to happen, of course it's going to become news stories and things to talk about, because it's something that they can sensationalize and hype up. And it's really sad because we're using human lives, those who die, those who are injured, those who are going through things, to just, I don't know, create content for an ever shortening news cycle that's shortened to a degree that I don't think we've ever seen before. And it's just a very weird, sensationalized, and almost like, what's like euphoric, but in like the opposite way. Like, it's not like, it almost feels like we're in like a trance, if that makes sense.
I was trying to be like, just maybe a German word for that.
Well, I'm sure there is. But
Lance. I was saying something before, but I think I got cut off because my internet went down for a second. I think we have a very sick problem here in this country when this is happening over and over again. I said earlier when it was just 2 cases, when it was just that the boy, what was his name again? Ralph.
Ralph Yarl.
Yeah.
Ralph Yarl.
Right. And that teen girl, or that 20-year-old girl in upstate New York. I mean, in all these cases, it's young people who are paying the price, who are facing the consequences of the sick culture we have, and it is guns, obviously, but for these specific cases, it's more than that too. It is the paranoia and fear mongering, and a lot of it is racist. Even in the case of that 20-year-old white girl in upstate New York who was shot and killed, that man in that house probably didn't care. He didn't know he was shooting at a bunch of girls in a car. He just saw a bunch of cars and has been watching Fox News and all these other right-wing outlets tell him over and over again that there's riots in Chicago and they're coming for you next after they loot the stores. And that's what they're getting over and over again. And young people of all colors are going to continue to die and have their lives ruined because of this sick fear-mongering that these older generations have been feeding on.
Yeah, and being heavily armed at the same time. Like, that was the saddest thing to learn about the person who shot Ralph, when it was like that article where it's like it seems like they were watching Fox News to such a point where they had started to just like go down this post-COVID pathway of like genuinely thinking they were in danger 24/7. Like that's so sad, and everyone's always sounding the alarm on this. Everyone's always like, can't you see this for what it is? Because like, honestly, if you have a person like Tucker Carlson who is like, go on Media Matters for 2 seconds. Go like Google Tucker Carlson. See the white supremacist shit that motherfucker is saying. He's like that is one piece of it, mixed with the propaganda, mixed with all the other shit, mixed with hearing 24/7 criminals are coming. Look at this. You're in danger. You're in danger. And if you're heavily armed and someone goes ding dong, well then of course it's like, it's happening. This is what I was trained for or been told about. Like, that's why.
Well, let's make sure we don't let these people too much off the hook. Like, yes, absolutely. Fox News and these outlets be fear mongering, and these people are being pushed down a rabbit hole, and that is increasing racism and all of that. But it's a lot of the people are racist people choose to watch Fox News. Let's be fucking clear. Let's not just act like, these are just they went in there just just peaches on the beach, and then Fox News just
first racism. It was not.
Yeah.
It was not
So I just want to say it. I'm sure there are some people. That are like that, that are radicalized for the negative, whatever. Let me recognize there are a whole lot of people that simply they want to do these things, whatever they see. He saw a black boy at the door, and he was more than happy to shoot him twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like fair and genuineness. A lot of it is driven by, again, racism. These are racist because it's not like unfortunately, this is not the first black person to make them end up on somebody's lawn and get shot or get killed, or that is a thing. Like, literally the other day I'm walking past this white guy's yard, and because I have to like kind of walk in the driveway, I'm like, sir, I'm so sorry. And he's like, oh no, it's okay. No, I gotta be clear. Like, I'm like, make sure, hey, I'm walking past. Like, that's the thing. That's very much a thing. So that's been a thing because racism has been a thing. So I just wanted to say that. That's my only 2 cents. Continue on, pressing on, y'all.
Well, I was just going to add to it, not that it's an excuse for anyone that's doing this shit, but just as like a general kind of reminder about, I don't know, this older generation, the boomers, shall we say. Lead poisoning was a real thing. And some of the side effects to lead poisoning is, one, studies literally came out from like FSU and stuff that it actually lowers your IQ, and the boomer generation was greatly affected by it. And it also, lead poisoning long term and as it develops into adulthood, leads to things like lowered emotional cognition and ability to actually like distinguish and understand emotional value in people and things of that sort. So it's not an excuse, but it's literally a reminder, because one of the things that I struggle with every single week when we talk about these topics is how can someone, for lack of a better term, be so stupid to just do these things, be sucked down the Fox News rabbit hole and all of that. I literally think we have a whole older generation of folks that are literally brain damaged, and yet they're still running this country. They're making decisions. They're doing, it's not an excuse. And then I do think, I see there's also a cultural aspect that racism has been alive and well, but I think that all of those inhibitions or whatever have been lowered due to lead poisoning, and they can be so bold about it because they don't have the mental capacity to feel any other type of way about it. Like, I literally think that lead poisoning is a big part of this too, and it's not an excuse.
There's a direct connection between when they removed lead from gasoline and the drop in the crime rate right across, like nationally, like a direct drop.
That's
I want to see if we can find out the source for that.
The gasoline one, not the first. Like that was something that was like you could see in the numbers when they started removing that, as well as like putting in a lot of different chemicals in a variety of different places.
Absolutely. It's not an excuse. Just because someone goes, "Oh, I have lead poisoning," therefore I didn't mean it that I shot somebody. It's not an excuse.
I don't think the old guy who shot Ralph, for example, I don't think that was like 100% you can pinpoint any one place, but I do agree, broadly speaking, where like we do have to acknowledge that there is this thing where we are all programmed as fucking racist. We are. Like, when you look at studies, and especially ones that come out from like, I saw this one from, I think it was New York University, that was talking about how people, and it doesn't matter if they happen to be black or white, they inherently see black people as more dangerous, and it's very easily explainable if you see how that shit is programmed inside all of us. Like, just from the propaganda, the videos, the movies, all this shit, like it just keeps reinforcing the same exact thing. So that's that part, and like I think that part played an incredibly like contributing factor into that decision. Like, if you are willing to take a gun to shoot a kid in the face, because when you see the pictures, like, I know the right always tries to dehumanize black people and black victims of gun violence, and then they'll do this thing where it's like, well, were they using fentanyl? Were they doing this? Were they doing that? And in this case, it's kind of like when you see, like, this was a band kid. It was a kid who was in band, who had a saxophone, like that. It had to have played something in, like, how could you do something so vicious, like out of a fucking movie or something, that levels of evil.
Yeah. And while we're kind of like spiraling about how terrible things are, I just have to bring up the way that Republicans are trying to bring back child labor, and they're successfily doing that. For example, with Iowa,
it's incredible.
I used to remember the days about how we would boast about how far we've come, and we allowed for people to take weekends off, and we stopped child labor, and now it's coming back. So
I saw a funny tweet where it was like we were just joking about all those tweets where we were all like, the children, they yearn for the mines. Do you remember all those tweets?
Yeah. I saw something to the effect of like, yeah, kids are playing Minecraft because they want to go back to the mines or something like that, and now they're going back.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
All right, Olay has something to say. I can see.
I do not. No, I don't. I do not.
Look on your face.
He's waiting for the lowest line conversation.
I have nothing to say. My heart speaks to me.
We will get to Love Is Blind. Should we do it now?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Let me.
Oh, I gotta sit this one out. I have no idea. Matt,
here to listen and learn.
Just chill. I can coast on this one.
I can coast too. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, Mike. Oh, okay.
No,
all right.
Mike, what?
I know.
Mike, come on, like
I'm very behind on a lot of shows.
Was that a micro question? Was I just I apologize.
It's a good show to give. It's like turn your
I get a
brain off
pass.
and just like absorb
Okay,
it.
I would have watched it if I knew we were going to talk about this. I didn't know it was homework.
I don't know where you've been. You been watching either, Blair?
No, I don't know what this is.
Oh my god!
I'm so
You don't know what it
sorry.
is? Oh my! This is the fourth season now.
David, you start with your thoughts because I got strong opinions.
Well, first we should explain the show in case you don't know what the hell the show is.
Please,
it's now
give me anything.
This is a
I've got
Netflix
zero
show.
investments in this.
Let me explain, Lance. Stop interrupting. It's now in its fourth season. It's a show. It's okay. It's a stupid like dating show, but the reason why it's not as stupid as the other ones is because people don't actually see each other until until they decide who they're going to marry, if they're going to marry. So they're talking through a wall basically, and they have like 20 dates a day. Like it's something crazy. They date everybody, and then they kind of find who they meld with, jam with, whatever the hell you want to explain it, connect with. There you go. I'm kind of high now. So
catching up.
But I think it's like 2 weeks of that or maybe it's like a week of that. And then if you find somebody, you propose to them, and before you even see them, and then you see each other, and then all the drama continues on from there. So it goes up until they get married, and it's all within like a month. They don't know each other and they get married. It's kind of it's insane. But this season, there were 4 couples at the end. 3 of them got married. One, actually 2, you could say were surprising. One was obvious going to happen. I mean, they couldn't even hide that was going to happen.
Tiffany and Brad.
Yeah, that no discussion needed there. Whatever. But so this gets to a discussion about editing because Kwame, is it Chelsea? Is that her name?
Yeah, this is foolishness. Mm-hmm.
So throughout this entire show, it really seemed like Kwame was not super into Chelsea.
And that's still true.
Each other.
And that's still true.
Yeah, and even the reunion, he was like,
I'm like, sir, let me tell you something. You could go swing somebody else, but you can't swing a swinger, okay, baby? Just because you're articulate. Listen, the man is an excellent orator. Okay, he's quick on his feet. Okay, he knows what the audience wants to hear. He don't like that gal. Okay. I don't know the fire Vanessa in them because they wasn't asking questions. Sir, what the fuck you talking about? Oh, you was getting ready to like break up with Micah. Sir, you were boo-hoo crying when Shorty W. You I thought this was the girl I was gonna marry. Micah walk in the room. This him when Chelsea walk in the room. When Michael walk in the room, I can see clearly now. The rain is. That's my boy. What are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here! Like who you think you?
It could be the thing is there could be a lot of heavy editing. Like the only thing I would say though is the reunion. Then you're like he still doesn't seem too much into her.
He does not like that woman. She is pressed over him. I believe she is stigmatized, and I understand whatever that can be a hell of a thing, youngness, but. Ma'am, that man don't like her. He does not like her none at all. That's 1. So let's start there. 2, let's say Micah and Paul. Can we talk about like pretty privilege in when it comes to the Micah and Irina thing? Everybody lays into Irina's ass, right? And Micah, for whatever reason, everybody keeps treating her like they just keep giving her a pass and writing it off like, oh, she's just influenced. No, she's equally the exact same kind of bitch. She's just as terrible. She's morally bankrupt. She's trifling as actual fuck. Every one of her friends is just like that just because she like that. Y'all just think because she cuter, ain't nobody on her ass because Irina smacked in the face. Everybody jumping on Irina, but Micah's what? Micah's trash. Micah's trash. And Paul was cool. Let me tell you something. I know when a man don't like you, when a man can't stand you, you could tell just by the day and hearing her doing all that crying. Paul's face looked like if we weren't around, Paul would be like, bitch, you know good and fucking well. No, you know good and well. He was looking at her like, miss, do not make me talk your business. I'm trying to keep it cute, but you need to keep it cute. He looked like, hey, I can explain why she not motherly if you really want me to give it up. Like, you should,
those two just seem way too young to even make any kind of like serious
Paul don't
decision
like
that.
At all. He don't like her. She's not his type. He thinks she's an airhead. He don't like her character. Look how much I listen. And it's
I
facts.
didn't really like anybody else.
He ain't lied. He ain't lied. But the real villain, let's talk about Jackie, because she need her ass beat. Because Jackie needs her ass beat. Jackie needs her ass whooped. I never seen nothing like it in my day. I'm like, Miss Mom, like, first of all, it really goes to show you how the world is a fucked up place, right? How the world will just not affirm you. Because Marshall is a handsome man who is a catch. Like, he's way better looking, way better, objectively market value, way better than Josh. But somehow Jackie Ron, they're making this man feel like chopped liver. Oh, he's soft, he this, he blah, 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 he's blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, stop acting like Josh is Mike Tyson, because he's not that, sweetie. Like, I don't know why we moving like your man looks like Arthur. Relax, my girl. But like, if you want to go be with the next man, you trifling bird, you go be with the next man. But you didn't need to disrespect that man. You didn't need to violate that man. You keep trying to swing it on us, talking about, oh, he called. No, bitch, you don't call him every kind of sweet, soft, gay, feminine. You don't question this man sexuality. Put him out on Front Street, then you want to try swing it around. No, you was calling him all kind of soft, telling him he feminine. So he said, girl, your jawline's strong. That's what he said. That's what he said. And you earned that. You lucky that's all he said to you. He should have called you everything but a child of God. Are you fucking crazy? And for her to be like bragging and Vanessa Lachey there, like, you know, helping her. Oh, yeah, I kept the ring. Yeah, I kept the ring. Bitch, are you impressed? Are you not embarrassed? Oh, I kept the ring. You're a bird. You're a fucking bird. You are a bird. Like, oh my God. And you're not only are you a bird, but you're a pussy, because you talked all that shit about, oh, I have my receipts. I'm at my receipts reunion. Where you at? Pussy asshole. Why aren't you at the reunion? Why aren't you here?
Just
I
one
feel
last comment
FOMO.
on
I
this,
wish I
because
watched
feel like
it now.
I feel like we're boring everybody, but one last comment on this.
Yeah.
The idea that comment he made about her jawline would hurt her, when, I mean, to me, it's such obviously a joke, because she so clearly is feminine. Like, you know, the idea that she would take offense to that is to me completely insane.
Did you see the tag?
No, I didn't go that deep. People are
David, if you seen what she was talking about him, she's literally in the text I need to send you. She's in the text of friends, like, he is sweet, y'all. He is this. She literally in the thing clowning on, sending them pictures of. She was clearly already with Josh, like fully cheating. I don't know who she thinks she fooling. The fact that they didn't call out, and she literally said in the scene where she's with Marshall, breaking up with Marshall, where the breakup happened, she said, I met up with Josh earlier today. I'm like, Miss Mamas, what, you said it. You said it, and nobody.
That's right. She did say it. Yeah.
Yeah, she did say it. You know how I know? Because I'm a fucking defense attorney.
Those two hosts, by the way, those two hosts, Nick Lachey and whatever his wife is, like, they have increasingly had less of a presence on that show, and I think that's good. I don't know what they add. They're not good hosts. Vanessa like, they're just.
No, Vanessa for sure. Like, Nick Lachey adds nothing, but Vanessa makes shit worse.
The
like,
questions about the freaking kids, who's having kids like 5 different times, like, shut the
fuck up. Her being against Marshall. Her being against, when she said to Marshall, are you considering this woman stealing? I was like, is she out of her fucking mind? Are we watching the same show? I couldn't, you know what's go crazy? That was preposterous. You could have never fathomed that. It didn't even occur to me for 1 second we could have a host that would be on Jackie's side, because I didn't know we were in the upside fucking down. What? Like, what? Jackie mama can't be on her side. What are you talking about? Like,
she finds her cool. She wants to be friends with her. Like,
she's there like, oh, because you've got that guy there and blah, blah, blah. They do this thing. I've noticed this. Vanessa and Nick do this with all their shows. This, The Ultimatum, and all of them. Where if a couple gets stays together, they act like they have to rewrite history. They have to pretend to be a fan of it. It's like on The Ultimatum when they did that with that whack ass couple, Madeline and somebody, that terrible couple.
I forget if I finished watching that show. I forget everything about that show.
Bro, oh my God. But yeah, we'll move on so y'all don't suffer. Sorry, y'all.
Sorry, everybody, but we had to be done.
Not somebody said ole is the definition of a worthless cunt. Y'all really carrying on bad in these comments. This is powerful.
What the fuck?
Whose chat is this? Where is this?
It right in the chat. It's okay, y'all. I know it's actually.
I can say that's not my chat. There's a link on it. That's someone else's. Sounds like a Bender fan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
It's
not mine, though.
Not mine. Nope.
I don't think I don't see it in mine.
It's
one of yours because it's got the link on it.
Is it got a link? No, I think it's right. David, I think
no,
it's yours, right?
The way I view it, so they stream from my from my StreamYard, so they stream out. So when I see a link on a comment, it means it's someone else's.
Where is it? I don't see it. I don't see it. What is it?
It's from NDEC Tablet. That's
What
the
is
person's name.
that?
NDEC
that's the
space
person's name.
tablet.
Where do you see it?
NDEC tablet, suck a fucking
the chat.
egg. Next.
In what chat?
NDEC.
This was a
Go
Binder fan,
suck
I heard.
Vince
Hey,
G's
this was a Binder
dirty
fan.
cock.
Yeah.
The comments.
2 for 1.
David, pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, make it big.
Do we really want to pull it up? Oh,
Yes.
it's pretty terrible. What?
Do it.
But so you know it exists. Now I got to find it again. It's 10:27.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
I don't even see it.
Part of the night.
I don't see it either.
10:27. You said.
They deleted it. Let me see.
They probably deleted it once they realized.
Oh, I didn't get around to it. I like Zach and Bliss a lot. I like them. I didn't like that he chose old girl first, but I like them.
I don't see it.
It may have been deleted because the chat freezes. So without.
Oh, I did see it. I see it right now. There it is.
Bring him out.
Is it 10:27?
Oh, I
find it. I don't know
Is
why I
it
can't
my
find
chat?
Pretty sure.
I just sent a message. Come out, little piggy. To what is their name again?
Well, regardless, we can't it's on this, but the person exists.
Listen, it was pretty clear from the very beginning that it wasn't my audience because everyone knows I got the best audience. It was obviously from one of.
I immediately was rescanning my chats. I was
it's definitely Lance's audience.
No, it's not.
This is all nonsense slander.
What? It is. Y'all think this is? Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all thought this was debatable? I didn't know that. I didn't know this was controversial. It's like obviously Lance's audience. As the resident black person who's appeared everywhere, it's definitely Lance's audience.
Lance's audience is the bad one or the good one?
The good one.
Nah.
My job is to inform the world.
That's not slander at all. Oh, I'll take that. Oh, hell yeah. Oh,
so
sorry,
if I want to inform the world, occasionally there's gonna be some shitty people in the world.
Good chats. Look at you.
I
don't build walls around what I do.
Absolutely, we all have it.
Everyone's like talking to their audiences right now.
We're all just individually scolding each other.
This is not an indictment against anybody's fan bases. I'm just saying that Surf Zone is personally my favorite. I enjoy it there.
I did take David for a reality
I've been having a lot of fun seeing David Dole's chat in the Are we at episode 20? Is this episode 20 on 420? Holy
Yeah.
fuck!
Sure is. We've been
Holy
saying this for 3
shit.
hours. Yes.
Damn. Wow.
That's right.
Okay.
Steve Hall.
It's already 10:30 too.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's time for everyone to have a good night.
7-2.
Yeah, I'll tell
Probably,
y'all. Oh, plug something.
chat
Let's
as
do
well.
that so I can plug me. Hey, someone drop the link. That would be nice if you did that for me, David. The link in the chat to my channel. I'm dropping my video tomorrow. It's on the rights obsession with the trans community and their straw man, hypothetical bullshit arguments. It's great. It's gonna be excellent. It's a good one. Y'all should tune in, and you should watch my Clarence Thomas video from last week if you didn't. It's a banger.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's it. That's the end of my pitch.
Can I plug myself? I'm like 200 subscribers away from 400K. Pretty big milestone. So if you all could go subscribe, I would really appreciate that. Yeah, and also Vince G. I don't know if you're still in the chat. Fuck you. You're a bitch. You're a hater. And the Lord Jesus does not love you. Okay, get right with God.
I love how nobody had on their bingo card that Mike would curse somebody out.
No, that was not on my
I just want to say that, like Mike, I'm very close to 400,000 subscribers. I just need 370,000 of you to subscribe.
I'll link to all your channels in the chat.
How about this? Here's what I can only do for today. Brianna Joy Gray was mocking my small Patreon amount of subscribers. So I say you should all go to patreon.com/MattBinder and make me bigger than bad faith. I can tell you right now that this is the face you see on connected to my show is the face you see actually hosting the show. There's not some secondary person who's been disappeared for 2 years. I am there every episode. So patreon.com/MattBinder.
Now, real quick, okay, I'm not gonna respond to that because I'm not trying to get into any more beefs. But Vince, he said that Mikey would not call me that to his face. Vince, if I saw you in person, I would call you the F slur. Okay, I can't do it over Twitch, but I would call you the F slur. Okay.
Wait, a fruit?
I really love that no one had that on their bingo. I appreciate that. I love a good
as an F slur, I find that really funny.
I just feel like, Twitch, stop being a pussy, okay?
Banned.
You gotta be like really wild to like. I would like to like hate watch this. Like this is a very long program to hate watch.
Yeah,
I know.
Commitment.
That's really like I want more for you. That's nuts to me. Why would you do that? I wouldn't be here if I didn't do this.
Bro, like
I'm point now where I'm having a hard time even watching really shitty people like Matt Walsh, like Ben Shapiro. Like I can't comment on this stuff anymore because I don't want to watch it. It's so I know.
No,
I don't enjoy it at all. Like, I feel like I'm getting to like
we're all so
where
tired.
Jon Stewart got at the end of his career, at the end of his show, where he was just like, this is not doing anything and I'm tired of this. That's kind of I'm near the point, at least in terms of like watching right-wing garbage. I'm near the point of just like cutting it off. Like it's not helping me in any way.
Well, not
the 2-minute clip that Jason Campbell shared.
Never in your fucking life. Not me on Love is Blind. You must be out your damn mind. No. Hell no. No, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say Monday I did a video on Jilly Juice, and then I think within like hours of that video going live, she responded, and it was like 37 minutes long. And I made it about 4 minutes into it, and then I sent it to like my editors and writers, and we were kind of all looking over it and seeing how long everyone could get through the video, because the response was so rambling that I was just like, I don't even get it. And the thing was about, did she poison and kill her dog and like not treat her dog's cancer, right? Like not a fun topic. And she's over here talking about like, well, Bill Gates and stuff for like the first 3 minutes. I was like, ma'am, I thought this was a response, but Bill Gates. Okay. Anyway.
I don't know
have a
why
good night.
people saying talking shit.
It is time for us to depart. It is 4:20. Y'all have festivities to festivity over.
I love Vince. I'm just kidding, Vince. I'm just kidding.
And then we'll stay for super chats. The people that are streaming here.
Yeah. All right. Y'all have a great